Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, we've talked about the Porsche Cayman GT4 in the past. This vehicle apparently is getting a lot of attention from Porsche folks who really appreciate the somewhat raw style of this machine is actually being done in. And it's got Porsche looking a little bit upmarket, especially its bigger brother, which is the 911. Apparently, Porsche may be working on a brand new 911 GT. Now, this particular vehicle is going to harken back to Porsches of old. No big, fat, sticky tires on this machine. No big, wide body kit or active aero or any aero work whatsoever. In fact, a lot of the vehicle is going to be severely decontented and made in somewhat of a more simple style of the vehicle, like it was back in the day. This is an interesting deal. You know, a lot of Porsche fans are somewhat older folks, like me, who may appreciate a car from back in the day that it was just a little bit more simple. This vehicle will still get the 3.8 liter flat, normally aspirated 6, like right out of the GT3 RS, but it's going to be a little bit detuned. And instead of a really trick dual clutch transmission, it's going to get 3 pedals in the footwell. Yes, a manual transmission. Hallelujah for that. And not to mention, because, well, you can't have a vehicle without traction control or stability management. It'll still have that, but maybe a little bit less severe. And this will be a vehicle that'll just be a little bit more of a pure automobile. From back when vehicles weren't just throwing down numbers as far as 0 to 60 and top speed and G loads, all that stuff, where the vehicle was just fun to drive. And then you can't fault anybody for trying to build a machine like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Porsche may have up their sleeve in this model heading into the future. Next up on the list, well, this morning was the end of the 24-hour of Le Mans race in Le Mans, France, and just ahead of the race, Ford showed off of their fighter in this fight. Coming up next year, 2016 will be the 50-year anniversary of their historic 1-2-3 finish with the old Ford GT40 from back in the day. Now, this particular machine is going to be their 2016 weapon of choice. And Ford is not fooling around. They went after a big-time race team, Chip Ganassi and Felix Avadas, who field some of the, well, they've won the Indianapolis 500, they won a Daytona 500, won sports car races. These guys know how to go racing, and they're no strangers from victory lane. And they are going to be actually fielding at least 2 factory efforts that will show up in Le Mans next year. And they're going to get some practice ahead of time because this machine, the brand new Ford GT race car, which we're assuming is going to be in the GTE class, which will be surrounded by a bunch of heavy hitters. Ferrari, Porsche, Aston Martin, and the winner of this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans, Corvette Racing. So this is going to be a very stacked field, especially with this machine coming into it. Now, the new GT is going to make its official debut, as far as racetrack debut, at the 24 Hours of Daytona in just a little over 6 months' time. And in fact, they're not fooling around at all with this machine. It's going to make a full onslaught on the Tudor United Sports Car Championship here in the United States, and also the FIA Endurance Championship that's run overseas. So, yeah, this car is going to be well sorted, at least before its Le Mans debut. The trick of that being it's only getting a half a year of work, so the chances of them repeating that Le Mans victory are probably pretty slim, but it's going to be pretty doggone cool to see them go after it. So cannot wait to see this thing in anger in Daytona in 2016. Next up on the list, a lot of manufacturers built some real cool stuff out of 3D printers. In fact, 3D printers are getting to the point where you can get a household one, and they're actually selling exceptionally well. And in fact, you can build little useless things like this, a little Ford Focus ST. I guess it's not terribly useless, but it's an interesting little situation what 3D printers could do nowadays, and Ford is actually going to hook you up if you want to build yourself a little Focus ST. Now, it's only going to cost you $4.99, and you'll get the pattern for your home 3D printer, and you can build your very own one out of a number of different materials that you can use in 3D printing. Maybe you don't want the Focus ST. Maybe you'd like to go a little bit more upmarket. Maybe the brand new GT350R. Maybe you want to go with an off-roader. How about the brand new Ford Raptor SVT? Yes, this is a pretty cool little deal. And if you don't have a 3D printer, guess what? Ford's got your back. If you go to 3d.ford.com, you can get your own 3D printer model already made and just shipped right to your home. And even though I kind of made fun of it being kind of useless, there is probably a very good chance that one of these is going to end up at Motor Cars HQ in the next several weeks, probably especially this Raptor version. So, very cool little deal for the folks over the Ford Motor Company. You can get over to their website for more details. Last up on the list, Alfa Romeo actually released official pricing, US pricing, on the brand new Spyder version of the 4C. This vehicle will have a starting price of $65,495 US dollars. That is a over 10 grand premium over the coupe version. Again, that's the starting price. It's not until you get a bunch of add-ons, if you so desire to have add-ons. You better head on over to your Fiat Alfa dealership very quickly, because I'm assuming this limited run of these initial models are going to go pretty doggone quick. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. We refresh that every day with new content. In fact, this is kind of my geek holiday where I take off for the E3 video gaming press conferences. If there's any cool automotive games, I will have them up on the Facebook page itself. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.